Hey everybody, welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. Today we're going to talk about how to get traction in your VA business. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome. I'm thrilled you're here with me today. Thank you for showing up. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Belinda Sandor, and I am the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established virtual assistants, no matter where they are on their VA journey. And I work with my students in my free online community, my courses, and my coaching programs. And today I'm going to be your host for Lessons from the Cockpit, where we're going to share both tactical and practical information. And we do this every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So mark it on your calendar, and I hope you'll join us. So I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. We are all over the place. The VA Connection is represented in 47 countries. We just hit the 35,000 member goal that we had. It's very exciting, and we're going to plan some kind of celebration probably next week to really acknowledge all of you and how you show up and what you bring to this community. So I'd love to hear where you're coming in from. I can see you guys on my screen here. We are all over Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of all of our trainings. We have multiple free trainings every single week, and we're also streaming on LinkedIn. So hello to all of you. And I see people coming in wishing me happy birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, today is my 63rd birthday, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's amazing. I feel great. We're going to have a terrific day. I'm going to be at my desk today, which is where I love to be. And tonight my husband's taking me out for dinner. He spoiled me with flowers this morning, and he asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I said a farmhouse. And so we got it. And I'm going to spend my first night there. When? Saturday night. Not my first night. I've slept there before, but my first night of being there for at least a week and maybe forever, which is very exciting. So today we're going to talk about how to get traction in your business. And there's a lot of confusion about this topic. VAs, aspiring VAs, they spend time in places that just don't move the needle. And so I want to I want to dispel that and really get into the nitty gritty. And thank you for all your wishes. I see George is here, and Rose, Daisy, hello, Heather, hello, Sonia. Thank you. Victor and Dana, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. I love my birthday. And if you guys haven't seen the video that I made last night on TikTok, please check it out. It's the VA Connection. And, the thing about the video is that what I said is that, tomorrow's my birthday, and that I decide ahead of time how I want to feel. I spent a lot of time in my, well, not, I want to say youth, but well beyond my youth, wanting certain things to happen on birthdays, like having an expectation. Well, this should happen and this should happen, and I should get a gift and I should be treated this way. And I wouldn't tell anyone what I wanted, really. And I would expect them to read my mind. And then I'd get so disappointed and I'd be so down because it didn't go the way that I wanted it to. Or I did tell people what I wanted and it felt so manipulated that there was no joy. And so I've decided years and years ago that my birthday was going to be of my design. And it's really my mental design. And what I mean by that is I can look at the day and say, oh, well, this or that or something else, or this is inconvenient. Or I can say, okay, I'm going to have a great day. How am I going to make decisions to make that happen? And one way is I'm going for a walk in the middle of the day for an hour and a half. It's going to be awesome. So you get to design your day. And the truth of the matter is that you get to design every day. And sometimes it feels like you're not in charge, but you are. You might need to change some things, or change yourself to get your days to be designed the way you want them. But you absolutely can have the days that you want. All right, so let's jump in. Let's jump into this topic, and really, dig into the details. Okay, good. Yeah, Rose says every day you wake up is a great day. That's right. That's right. Hello, Jane, and Kathy's here too. Good. I'm glad you're here. All right, so I want to tell you a little bit about me. I know we have some new people here, which is awesome. Um, this is me and my daughter in 2010, and this was when I was starting my VA business. And I was a few months shy of my 50th birthday. And it's funny because looking back, that felt so old, but that was 13 years ago. And I actually feel better and more alive and more in control of my life than I did back then, for sure. I was, like I said, scooting into my 50th birthday, and I was not where I expected. I thought by my 50th birthday I would be a homeowner, be happily married, my career would be on track, all of the things, saving for retirement. And instead, I'm in the midst of a divorce. I have to sell my home because I haven't been able to pay the mortgage. I have 6 figures of credit card debt. I have 7 years of back taxes to file. I mean, it was just a total disaster. And I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. And I also didn't have a job. I had a failed business that I just kept thinking, next month, because when you get into a mess like this, it doesn't happen all at once. I didn't wake up and say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to pay the taxes. It's like, oh, the taxes are due. I don't have the money. Okay, I'll pay them next month. I'll pay them next month. And you just keep hoping and wanting. And we're going to talk about what happens when you do that, because it gets you in trouble, gets you in big trouble. And that's what today is all about. All right. So I just want to sort of fast forward. The things that we're going to talk about in a minute are the things that I did. So I'm going to skip talking about that. But essentially, I leaned in. I did major mindset work. And I started doing the things that worked instead of the things that I thought would work. And I leaned into my coaching. I had a coach and a mentor, and I leaned into what they said. And I was able to change myself so that I could change my life. And looking back, I've been in business as a virtual assistant since 2010. I've worked with over 200 clients, and I earned over $1 million literally as a VA. The first year I was in business, I made $70,000. And every year for the next 10 years, I made $100,000 or more. And it's completely out there for you as well. Okay. And I'd love to teach you how. And like, so there's so many things to celebrate. It's very exciting. So this is me at 60 on my wedding day. This is Greg. These are my 4 stepsons, and Emily now. She was 20 then, and we had a fabulous day. This is the man that once I got clear on what I was looking for in my life, I was able to find him. Even though I'd been looking for 40 years, because I was looking in my whole life. I wasn't looking at what I wanted. I was looking at what I should have. And I was judging myself by what other people thought. And I just stopped. And that's when I started to make decisions that are very different from the ones that people around me, even my brothers and my parents, and, very different from what they would expect or what they would hope for, but decisions that make my life work. And today I have, I've had a thriving business as a virtual assistant. And I was there for my daughter as she grew up. And I feel like I can breathe again, and it's an amazing feeling. And it's because I stopped worrying about what other people think. And it was not easy. It was not easy. I was very mired in that and very connected to, what other people think. And I know it's a common trait. Absolutely. So it takes bravery and courage to lean into that, but you can do it. You can 100% do it. And this is my latest joy. This is my new house that my husband and I bought. We closed on January 29th. And what's amazing is, again, I got clear, and I have a Post-it right here that has goals on it. And some of them are crossed off, but the one that's at the top, and I wrote this, I think, last summer, maybe last spring. I wish I knew, but I don't remember. It says April 2024 at the top. It's been stuck to my computer, and it says, living by April 2024, living in our new home. living in our new home. And at the time that I wrote that, it felt like that's never going to happen. And I said to myself, you know what? It's okay. Write it down, start to focus on it, start to look for evidence that it's happening, because it was a 13-year process. I had to repair my credit. There were Greg had to pay off student loans for his kids, and I had to get my divorce finalized. Like, there was a lot of stuff that we had to do in order to get to this. So it was sort of like this, overnight success of finding the house in November and closing 2 months later that had 13 years in front of it. And sometimes people forget that and they think, oh, that happened so easily. That was just so, no problem. And in fact, it was a long journey, but it was worth it. And we still have a journey in front of us. So this house is exactly what we were looking for. Exactly what we were looking for. It's adorable. It's got 21 acres. And it's got barns and outbuildings, and I am not exaggerating, every single surface needs something. Every surface of the whole entire house. So we're just going to start loving it up. We already have. We've been going down there for the last few weekends and loving it up, and we're going to turn it into a gem. We're going to restore it. So I'm very excited. All right, and this is right here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the U-Haul trailer number 1. We've been down a lot with U-Haul trailers. So all right, so let's talk about starting a business as a virtual assistant. And it's not even just starting a business, it's having a business. It can feel like a roller coaster ride. One day you're excited, then you're discouraged, and then you wonder what you were thinking, either good or bad. And it can be very intense. And on top of it, we mostly do it on our own. And I want you to think about that. Think about how you can do it in partnership with someone, either joining one of my programs, getting an accountability partner, and having someone beside you, because alone, it's very hard to do this. It's very hard to do this. And I want you to know that no matter where you are on your journey, it's not too late. I promise you, knowing what I teach in VA school, if I wanted to start a successful 6-figure virtual assistant business today at turning 63, no problem. There's so much work out there. Last night, even, I got a LinkedIn message from a woman who was a client a long time ago. She's wondering if I can help her husband. I'm not taking clients on anymore as a virtual assistant, but that was out of the blue. I have not done anything that I'm about to tell you to do in a minute to promote my business since 2021, and people are still coming to me. So I just want you to know that it's definitely out there, but you have to do the things that are going to make a difference. You can't play office. And a lot of people do that. They focus on getting a desk, painting their office, getting their EIN, and, building their website. And all those things are important. They're all important, but you want to either move through them as quickly as possible or do them while you're doing what I'm about to tell you. Okay. All right. So Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And I absolutely did that in my business that failed. I kept working harder and harder at the same things. And I just thought that, tomorrow, next month, I'm doing the right things. And I was working so hard. I worked harder in that business than I've ever worked in my life. And I was exhausted all the time because I never let up. I never gave myself a break. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating good food. I had put on a few pounds. I would do things like grab a bag of almonds at the convenience store, and that's what I would eat all day, instead of having protein and vegetables and fruit and all the things that feed your body and make it possible for your brain to even work. That's what I was doing. And so if that's what you're doing, you have to cut it out, because it's not going to get you where you want to be 100%. What you need to do instead of what I call table setting, which is setting your business up and thinking about your name and worrying about your tagline and spending a lot of time in the what ifs. What if they ask me this? What if I have a discovery call and this happens? That's not where you want to spend your time. What you want to do instead is network, build your email list. Send out email newsletters consistently. Stay in front of the people you already know and talk to them about your business in a clear, simple way, which is exactly what I teach. That's how it's done. All right. So, if you are setting the table, I want you to learn from my mistakes because I did that. I did that. All right. And any questions you have, please put them in the chat. All right. Please put them in the chat. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you, everyone. I see Karen is here. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So here's what I want you to do. If you're ready to get started now, like no kidding. The first thing is I want you to go over to the VA connection. And I want you to scroll down and you'll see 4 boxes. The very first one is my free guide. It's called Networking Secrets for Virtual Assistants. Download that. I want you to commit to reading it and set a deadline for yourself to finish it. It's 32 pages. I think it's a pretty easy read. Everything that I could think of about how to successfully network is in there. All the what ifs are covered, all the things. All right. So download that and decide when you're going to read it by. Don't just download it and put it on your hard drive or print it out. Put it on your calendar. So this is Tuesday at almost 11 o'clock in the morning, Eastern. Read it before you go to bed. Read it by noon tomorrow. Read it at lunch today. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take notes and write all over it, any ideas you have. And I want you to start putting networking as part of your business. Okay. All right. Let me just jump over. There's a question from Amanda. I'm afraid to network and tell anyone yet until I know how to invoice, onboard, and what to do and say. Okay. So the problem with that, Amanda, is that, there'll always be something else. And I say this respectfully, because I know a lot of people struggle with this. The only way that you're going to get going is if you actually get going, because in the doing is how you're going to learn. So I got my first client and then I was like, okay, they have to pay me. Let them pay you. Let them, who cares? Venmo, let them PayPal you, let them write you a check. That's not the problem, right? And you guys know about the debit card system. And if you don't, and you're in VA school, go over to your course library and watch those videos. You can set up how you get paid in a couple of hours, no problem, right? So either don't worry about it and just get paid however you decide. And you can change your mind. They can pay you with PayPal one time and they can write you a check the first time and then pay you with credit card next time. It's okay. I accepted all different kinds of payments before I finally figured out the debit card system, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to spend your time learning how to talk about your work, which I'll tell you how to do that in a couple of ways. First of all, I want you to know that over at the blog at the VA Connection, there's almost 200 articles over there. Just search in the box and look at all of the articles over there. It's all in there. And there is an article about how to talk about your work. So learn how to do that so that when people ask you what you do, you can say it in a clear, simple way. That's really key, because a lot of us blather on. We're like, well, I'm doing admin work and I used to do this at corporate and now I'm doing it over here. And, I help entrepreneurs who are soul-centered, with the admin tasks so that they can get back to the work they love. Like, we just talk way too much. All right. So go over to the blog and I teach you specifically there, or go to our YouTube channel. We have over 700 videos over there that talk about all kinds of things. All right. So I want you to read the networking guide. I want you to write all over it. And I want you to decide one action step you can take today. And I want you to take it. You can't think your way into business. I promise you. What happens is when you lean into it and you do the work, that's where you learn. That's where you learn. And I want to say that Karen is here, and Karen is one of my VA school students, and she came to a session. I think it was either last Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember. And she was so excited because she went to her first networking event and she loved it. And also Kathy, actually a different Kathy, but another woman, Kathy, went as well. And she was like, oh, this is not what I thought it is. This is not terrible. This is people sharing information about their businesses. And everyone is there for the same reason. I don't have to sell. They're already curious in what I have to offer. And that's how you're going to start your business. Okay. So in this guide, which I can't show you because my copy is in Virginia, but but download it and read it, and it will teach you what to do. And every day I want you to wake up and I want you to say, what am I going to do today? And this is how I do it. Where's my list for today? Hold on. Right here. All right. So I have a Post-it every single day and I write down, what am I going to do? No kidding. And I write it down in the order it needs to happen, the order of importance. So I don't get bogged down doing other things like cleaning my desk, which is not important. If your desk is a mess and you need to focus, take everything off your desk and put it in a box and focus. Okay. Everything doesn't need to be perfect. All right. So, yes, so Karen says, yes, they want to hear from you. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, Amanda, let's see. Yeah. Keep coming to these sessions and, we can absolutely help you. We can absolutely help you get started, but start with this networking, start with this networking. If you want to get your business going right away, this is the most important muscle that you can build. And the other thing in this guide, it talks about, what to do before the event. I talk about what to wear, where you're going to find the event, what to do after the event, all the things. All right. All the things. All right, so let me tell you about one more thing before we go. And any questions, please put them in the chat. It helps me to understand, where you are and where you guys, what you're worried about. And I know you're worried. I know. It's human nature. It's very common. And the only problem with the worrying is it's not going to get you where you want to go. So it's important to learn to flip the script and say, okay, what if it all goes right? What if this? What if that? And by getting my help, I can help you. I can aid you in working through those what ifs, and you'll see. You'll see that you can have the business that you want. Absolutely. So we are kicking off in 3 weeks. It's a new round of our training, Kickstart Your VA Business. We're starting on April 1st. I'm very excited. So if you would like my help getting right into what to do to get your business off the ground right now, please join me. You can sign up at vakickstart.com, and we're going to open the Facebook group up today. We have a pop-up Facebook group. There's a resources page, and there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of people in the group, so you don't have to do this alone. I'm very, very excited. People get great results when they come to this training. And we're also going to be talking about VA School, which is my signature 9-month program where I help people start VA businesses from scratch or take businesses that are kind of limping along and rev them up so that you can make $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $7,000 a month as a virtual assistant. It can be done. The work is out there. It's knowing how to spend your time and also anchoring yourself, because there's so much information out there on the internet about ideal client, niche, all the things that are just time wasters. They're just time wasters when really we need to boil it down to exactly what we need to do. Okay, good. So join me here, sign up. I'd love to have you. This is one of my very favorite things to do, is to train our whole community and welcome new people into our community. And then on Thursday of that week, which will be the 4th, I'm going to introduce you to VA School and show you all of what's available to you if you decide you'd like my help in growing your business. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right, everybody, have a great week. Make yourself, a fabulous day. Pick one thing to get done in your business today. And I suggest it's downloading this free guide about networking, but read it. Read it. Just don't just print it, put it on the side, put it on your hard drive, or things to read later. Get into it now. And you know what? It might sound a little scary what I'm about to tell you, but just read all of it and say to yourself, I don't have to do anything right now. I just need to understand what this is and have all the feelings, go for a walk, and then dive into it again and start taking action. All right. Thank you for coming today. I'm thrilled you're here, and make a great day for yourself. Bye for now.